Hello everyone, this is going to be a tutorial on how to make the cup in Fusion. The first thing I want to show you guys real quick is how to get to the walkthrough. It might help you a little bit here. So I'm going to bring open my Schoology. You're going to see the Fusion Cup walkthrough. I want to make sure that you guys know how to navigate through this. It can be a little complex and it doesn't go right to it. So it shows you the cup, it shows you what the final product should look like, but over on the left here you'll see this little scroll down. And we're going to scroll down, and where it's highlighted in orange right here, it says tutorial, creating sketches and converting them into 3D features. You are going to complete all 4 of these little activities. Basically, they walk you through the steps of how to create the cup. So this is what I'm going to be referencing to as I go through this video. So I'm going to move this back over just for the sake of you guys being able to see what's going on. Again, first step always is to create a new system and save it. So you go to File, Save As. It says it's untitled right now. Make sure I select my project folder. Go in and change this one to cup example. I'm going to go ahead and press save. Once that's all set, I'm going to make sure that I'm in the correct units. In this case, it's in millimeters again. So I'm going to come up to document settings, and you're going to change this little pencil to millimeters. So it should be in inches defaulted maybe. If it is, change it to millimeters in this case. So now that I have my units all right and I have my file saved, I can start the activity. So the first thing is to create a sketch, start new sketch. And in this case, they want you to select a plane. I'm going to select that top plane. And I'm going to start drawing a circle. So first thing is to go up where this create is, select the center circle, start from the origin, and bring that out. I just clicked once, it brought it out. The diameter in this case is going to be 62. So I'm going to type in 62, press enter, and now I have my circle. I'm going to then extrude it. So I'm going to finish this sketch. And as you can see, the toolbar changes to back to 3D modeling. Extrude, I'm going to select that piece. I'm going to pull this arrow up, and it says in the directions that it's supposed to be 8 millimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 8, press enter, and now I have the very first kind of system. Now I'm going to create a new sketch onto the top surface, and this is going to be the cut basically. So I'm not going to select one of the origin planes. I'm going to go ahead and select the top surface of this little petri dish, and I'm going to type in this case, 56 millimeter circle. So I'm going to start from the center again, the origin in this case, press 56, press enter, and you'll see that I have now a new sketch and a new circle on the top surface. I'm going to go ahead and finish that sketch, and then I'm going to go up from there another 22 millimeters. So I'm going to extrude, and just this outside rim, I'm going to pull that up 22 millimeters. So I'll type in 22, and I want to make sure that join is selected. You don't want this to be a new body or a new component, which we'll talk about later. We want this to join to the existing geometry. So you're going to press join, you press OK, and now we have what looks like a little cup here, and that's the first part. So again, you're going to be doing all these activities, but they're all part of the same system. So I'm going to go to, after you see here, the very bottom is activity 1's done. Go to activity 2, and now we're going to make the round gear teeth that go inside of the cup. So as you can see, first step is to create a new sketch in the inside bottom of this cup. So I'm going to go back to Fusion here, go new sketch. I'm going to select the inside surface here. I'm going to create a little circle that's 4 millimeters. So it says to click on the center point of the circle and to drag the mouse to start the circle, apply a horizontal and vertical constraint. So don't worry about where it's at yet. We're going to do that in a second. So I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to create a little 4 millimeter circle, created that. And then it says to apply a horizontal constraint. So constraints are all up here. You'll see all these perpendicular, parallel, all that jazz. And we're going to look for horizontal, vertical constraint. So you'll see at the very top, it says right here, and we are selecting in this case the center point of the circle. So right here, the center one that we just created. And then you are going to click the center point of the face. So that's right here. And what that does is it centers it to that piece. Just aligns the 2 points. Now we're going to select sketch again, create a sketch, and we're going to go and dimension this system. So I'm going to go ahead and go to, actually I'm already in the sketch, sorry, go to sketch dimension, and I'm going to select the center and the center, bring that over, and in this case they want it to be 25.4 millimeters. And as you can see, it moves it to the outside, and now we have one of what we're going to pattern in a second here. So the next step is obviously to pattern that system. So we're going to click sketch, create circular pattern. And now again, it keeps saying that over and over again. You can still use the existing sketch. It's not that big of a deal. So we're going to go to create. You'll see circular pattern right here. First thing it asks you to do is select the objects you want to make a pattern for. So we select that. Select the center point that you want it to revolve around. And then in this case, we're going to go full. And the quantity in this is going to be 6. So we're changing this to 6. Press enter, and now it made a circular pattern of all of those circles within the cup. Keep going. Now we're going to actually extrude those up, and that's also extruded. We're going to finish sketch. It's also extruded 6 millimeters, so we're going to press extrude. We're going to select all those dots that we just created. Rotate a little bit. Might have to move orbit to see. Change that distance to 6. And again, we want that join to be selected. You press OK. Now we have, again, the activity 2 in this case is complete. So you're going to see now on the walkthrough that we've completed what it shows here. You're going to go to activity 3. And in activity 3, we're going to start making these 3-point arcs that will connect those dots to create the image that you see here. So we're going to move this over. And again, I'm going to go back to Fusion. Don't worry so much about saving. If you are cautious or want to make sure you save as you go, just go ahead and press the file again and press save, and it'll create a version of that. You can if you just are scared that something's going to happen to it. Fusion's going to crash, or you just forget to save in general. So what we're going to do is create a solid. It says a sketch here, and we're going to create a 3-point arc from center to center. So I'm going to create a new sketch. Actually, let's go into that other sketch that we've already created. So I'm going to go ahead and double click that sketch that we've already created. I'm going to go to create arc and 3-point arc. So as you can see here, I'm going to go from center, the directions say, to center of one of these, and we're going to bend this, and as you can see, it automatically creates a tangent if you do it correctly or close enough, and it'll show that constraint there. So after you make that constraint and everything's all hunky-dory, we can do the circular pattern again. So we are going to go to create, we are going to go to circular pattern, and I'm going to make a circular pattern of that arc 6 times just like we did before. Press enter, and now those pieces should be all set and ready to do whatever we want to do next. So I'm going to go from there. It says to modify, press and pull those pieces up, and this is going to come up 6. So I'm going to press finish sketch. Doesn't look like we did anything, but remember you have to turn the sketch on for those pieces to be visible. Then we press extrude, and we want those pieces. And again, you're going to have to manipulate this, rotate it around so that you can get to those pieces. To here, here, and rotate a little bit to here. So we go to distance again, type in 6, press enter. We want that to join. And as you can see, it's created those pieces. And your final solution should look something like this. Thanks, guys. If you have any questions, just ask your teacher.